All right, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Big Q again. No. This ain't game time. That's on Saturday. Remember, that is on Saturday only. This is PostGame with your boy Big Q. This is a show where I take you guys questions from Facebook and Twitter and the YouTube, and we kind of try to dig into some stuff. All right. So this show is probably going to go on Wednesdays. We'll try to do it on every Wednesday just to see if we can stick to that schedule. We're doing pretty good with game time on Saturday. So let's get right into it, right? Let's get to the first question. The first question comes from a username Emmy Olivia. All right, so his question was, so I remember you and a bunch of other sports guys, quote unquote sports guys, claimed that the Eagles would be the NFC rep for the Super Bowl. After seeing what they've done so far this season, do you still feel that way? All right, so everybody who saw the game last night, I know you feeling the same way I'm feeling. The game went back and forth, and then, judging on the performance that they had the week before, where they came out looking really, really strong, I don't know. I think there's still a lot of questions in Philadelphia. I don't really know. But just to give you a rundown on what they have been doing through the first 8 games of the season, let's see. First downs, they have 199 versus their opponents only had 149. So defense is doing a little something. Total offense, they have 3,475 yards offense versus their opponents only getting 2,686. So again, defense still looking a little good. They're rushing with LaShawn McCoy, 1,378 yards versus their opponents 992. Again, defense still looking pretty good. And check this out. This is the one I thought was the most interesting. The Philadelphia Eagles on the season so far have 22 sacks versus their opponents only got 14. So if that's any indication of what the Eagles actually look like, they still look like a solid team to me. Just not sure if I still want to put them in the Super Bowl just yet. There's still some other things going on in the NFC picture that I want to take a closer look at, right? Okay, second question comes with another Twitter question. It comes from username Willie G the Father. That's an interesting name. His question was, everyone is so in love with the Detroit Lions. I think they're a fluke, or are they for real? Alright, that's a tough one, right? Alright, so I don't know. I gotta admit, I'm on the Detroit Lions bandwagon myself. I think what they've been doing this year has just been like an awesome ride. It's just been entertaining to watch. Again, I'm gonna go to the stats just to try to, bring a little sense into this whole situation, right? All right, so it look like so far the Detroit Lions are 6-2, which makes them second in the NFC North, right? Which is not too shabby for a team that's been rebuilding for the past couple of years and everything, right? Matt Stafford, 19 touchdowns, right? Not too bad, not too shabby. Calvin Johnson's got 11 touchdowns on the season, which still makes them a pretty decent team to kind of look for, to look out for. And check this out: they only lost so far to San Francisco and Atlanta, right? And check out the teams that they beat so far. They beat Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Minnesota, Dallas, Chicago, and Denver. So those teams in that list are not really pushover teams unless you want to. I mean, Kansas City had a slow start, and I don't know if you really want to count Minnesota as a powerhouse team. I don't know. But check out their schedule through the next 5 weeks, and this will tell a tale. This right here will let you know if the Detroit Lions are for real or not. So over the next 5 weeks, they play Chicago again, right? We'll play Chicago. They go see Carolina, Green Bay, New Orleans, and then Minnesota again. So I look at the Chicago game, I look at the Green Bay game, and possibly the New Orleans game. If we can get, I don't know, if they can, through these next 5 weeks, if they can go 3-2, these next 5 weeks, I think they pretty much are gonna have a nice little shot to land a nice little playoff spot with a first round bye in the playoffs. So that's my thought. Are they a fluke? I'm not gonna go there and say that. I think they are a for real team. This is not something that just happened this season. This has been going on for the last 5 seasons. They've been trying to build this team. So I think they actually now have a lot of pieces in place to actually make a playoff push. So for everybody who thinks the Detroit Lions are a fluke, I'm telling you, they are not. The Detroit Lions are for real. Okay, moving on. We have another Twitter question. Facebook is where y'all at. Alice Smith, 23, right? And her question is, I know that you're not really feeling the NCAA right now, but what are your feelings toward the Penn State situation? Now, normally I get all hot under the collar about what's going on in NCAA. This time, though, with this type of situation going on in at Penn State, I'm gonna take a back seat to this one because this one is some real serious stuff. It goes beyond what's going on the football field, and it's not really. I don't know. I think the whole thing is just terrible. And the more people talk about it, the worse it actually gets. So I'm not gonna take part in that. All right, so we're gonna move on, right? This question is another Twitter question. This question comes from Sanford Pettit, right? And this is what he says. He says, "My God, were you excited about Terrell Suggs' intro last Monday night? Did you really start the trending topic, Ball So Hard University? And are the Ravens on pace to make a Super Bowl appearance?" Okay, all right, so I don't know, like the Ball So Hard thing, I'm saying like I might have went a little overboard with it, but I can tell you this. I mean, just like millions of other people was watching the game at the same time, and they might have tweeted at the same time. Yeah, I went to Facebook and said I started first, but it don't matter. It don't matter. It's a trending topic. It's a big deal. I kind of, I said in last week's Game Time show that I was excited about Terrell Suggs getting the personality for his, for himself. I think it's cool. Ravens on pace to make a Super Bowl appearance. Now that one still, I still got some questions about him. Like, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the shows or not. But like Vernon B is not real big on the Ravens, and especially Joe Flacco. And according to what she says, that Flacco doesn't really have what it takes to make a Super Bowl appearance this year. I beg to differ. I think they're a legitimate contender for a Super Bowl spot this year. I mean, with the only real competition being Pittsburgh, and they beat them twice. So I don't know. That's my take on it. I think it'll be interesting to see, who ends up in that AFC spot, because we know it probably won't be New England, and there's really nobody else except for Pittsburgh and Baltimore. So yeah, I say Baltimore will make a Super Bowl appearance this year, right? And we got our last question. I say this one's for last because this one was a little, close and near and dear to my heart, right? So this question comes in from another Twitter user. I need my Facebook people to step up, okay? Name is F Football, right? On Twitter. All right, he says, "I know you're going to love this one. Is Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton really, quote unquote, the future?" Yeah, so now, normally I would sit up here and I would go on and on about how Cam Newton is the best in the world and best to ever do it. But I'm going to compile a little bit of stats because I'm all about the stats, right? So let's take a look and see if Cam Newton really is the future, right? All right, so through the first 8 games, right, Cam Newton has a 60% completion rate, right? 2,393 yards total, right? He is averaging 299 yards per game, which is number 2 in the NFL right now. Number 2. 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, with an 87.1 passer rating, right? So what I did was I was like, well, who was the closest person that I can compare to Cam Newton just to see how well he's doing or whatnot. So I thought about the rookies that came in this year: Newton, Dalton, Gabbert, Beck. I'm forgetting somebody. I can't remember. But I looked at all the group of quarterbacks that came in, and the closest one that I kind of came up with was Andy Dalton, right? So, and we're gonna compare Dalton's stats to Newton's stats, okay? So far through 8 games, Andy Dalton has a 61% completion rate, which is 1% better than Cam Newton, right? But he's only getting 1,696 yards total, which Cam Newton has double that, right? Yeah, granted, Cam Newton has Steve Smith and a couple other things working for him. I think his arm is a little bit bigger than Dalton's too, but that's a different topic, right? Dalton is averaging 212 yards per game, which Cam Newton is averaging about 400. So again, that's about double. What else we got here? We have Dalton with 12 touchdowns and 7 interceptions versus Newton's 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So I think Dalton's, I don't know, it's so close. Their stats are so close. It's kind of hard to tell. But to get to the question, do I think he's the future? I think this. I think that he's the future for Carolina. The future of the NFL quarterbacks, it's hard to say. I mean, the guy only played 8 games so far, so I don't want to be the one to do all that. But yeah, I look at quarterbacks like Michael Vick and early Vince Young, and if you want to take it way back to Randall Cunningham's and Warren Moon's, people like that. I think that he's gonna fit right into that slot. And in the years to come, people will compare him to the Warren Moons and the Randall Cunningham's and the Michael Vicks. It'll come. I think it's a little too early to tell right now. Okay, so that's all the questions that I got for this week, and hopefully we can continue to do this show. This is the first one, and again, I'm gonna try to get it up on Wednesdays. Wednesday's gonna be the target, and Saturday, of course, is the target for Game Time with me and Bernie B. So yes, if you watched Game Time last week, you saw that we did launch the Facebook page. Facebook link will be right here. The Twitter link again will be right here. So yeah, go to Facebook. Bernie B is actually cooking up some real cool stuff to do over there. We're talking about doing TeamBoydTv t-shirts, contests, polls, all that good stuff. So see you guys on the social media, okay? I am Big Q, and this has been PostGame. Peace.